Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ramzi Alzam Shapa. I'm from class 8.4, 9.3, and my attendance number is 26. And today, I want to review some of the materials of science that I've been learned for a month ago, which is about chemical reactions, chemical bonds, and the skeletal system. So first, let's talk about chemical reactions. A chemical reaction is a process in which one or more substances change into new substances with different properties. The substances at the beginning of the reaction are called reactants, while the new substances that are formed are called products. Chemical reactions happen around us every day. For example, when wood burns, when iron rusts, when food is digested in our bodies, or when a cake is baked. These are all examples of chemical reactions. There are several signs that a chemical reaction has taken place. One sign is a change in color, another sign is the production of gas, which can be seen as bubbles. A chemical reaction may also produce heat or light, create a new smell, or form a solid called a precipitate. During a chemical reactions, atoms are not created or destroyed. Instead, they are rearranged to form new substances. This is known as the law of conservation of mass, which states that the total mass before and after a chemical reaction remains the same. There are different types of chemical reactions. For example, a synthesis reaction happens when two or more substances combine to form a single product. A decomposition reaction is the opposite, where one substance breaks down into simpler substances. There are also single replacement reactions, double replacement reactions, and combustion reactions. Combustion reactions occur when a substance reacts with oxygen and releases energy in the form of heat and light. Chemical reactions are important because they allow us to produce useful materials, generate energy, cook food, and support life process in living organisms. And now, let's move on to chemical bonds. A chemical bond is a force that holds atoms together to form molecules or compounds. Atoms form chemical bonds because they want to achieve a more stable electron arrangement, usually by filling the outermost electron shell. There are three main types of chemical bonds. The first is the ionic bond. An ionic bond forms where one atom transfers electrons to another atom. Usually, this happens between a metal and a non-metal atoms. The atom that loses electrons becomes a positive ion, while the atom that gains electrons becomes a negative ions. Because opposite charges attract each other, they form an ionic bond. A common example of ionic bond is sodium chloride or table salt. The second type is the covalent bond. A covalent bond forms the two non-metal atoms share electrons. By sharing electrons, both atoms become more stable. Water, carbon dioxide, and oxygen gas are examples of substances with covalent bonds. The third type is the metallic bond. This bond occurs between metal atoms. In metallic bonds, electrons move freely among the atoms. This is why metals are good conductors of electricity and heat. Metallic bonds also make metals shiny, strong, and easy to shape. Chemical bonds determine many properties of substances, such as their melting point, boiling point, hardness, or electrical conductivity. Understanding chemical bonds helps scientists create new materials, medicines, and technologies that improve our daily lives. And finally, for the last material is about skeletal systems. The skeletal system is the framework of the human body. An adult human has a total 206 bones that work together to support the body, protect organs, and help us move. The skeletal system has several important functions. For example, first, it gives shape and support to the body. Without bones, our bodies will not be able to stand upright. Second, it protects important organs. For example, the skull protects the brain. The rib cage protects the heart and lungs. And the vertebrae protect the spinal cord. And the third one, bones work together with muscles to produce movement. Muscles pull on bones through tendons, allowing us to walk, run, jump, and perform many other activities. Bones also produce blood cells in the bone marrow. These include red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. In addition, bones store important minerals such as calcium and phosphorus, which are needed to keep bones healthy and support other body functions. There are several major parts of the human skeleton. The skull protects the brain. The vertebral column or spine supports the body and protects the spinal cord. The rib cage protects the heart and lungs. The upper limbs include the arms and hands, while the lower limbs include the legs and feet. Bones are connected by joints which allow movement. Some joints like the shoulder and hip can move in many directions. Other joints such as the knee and elbow mainly move back and forth. Some joints like those in the skull do not move at all. To keep the skeletal system healthy, we should eat foods rich in calcium and vitamin D, exercise regularly, maintain good postures, and avoid activities that may cause bone injuries. For example, like a hard exercise, a hard sport that could make us get injured or something. So in conclusion, chemical reactions are processes that create new substances through the rearrangement of atoms. Chemical bonds are the forces that hold atoms together and form different kinds of compounds. Meanwhile, the skeletal system supports the body, protects vital organs. Vital organs helps us move, produce blood cells, and stores essential minerals. And that's all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.